So Jenette McCurdy, I guess the star of the show iCarly on Nickelodeon, came out with a book, and she claims that somebody called the creator, who she calls the creator, which is kind of obvious if you're calling the person the creator. I mean, like there's only one creator of the show, right? Anyway, she was talking about how abusive he was and how he used to give her massages and she didn't like it. And she talks about her mom kind of like left her to the wolves. She kind of just exploited her, basically. She's basically saying she was exploited since she was a little kid by even her own mom. And I guess the title of the book is I'm Glad My Mom's Dead, or I'm Glad She's Dead, or something like that. Like, she comes out with some crazy accusations, and apparently they were going to offer her $300,000 when she was leaving Nickelodeon. And they basically, her managers were saying, oh, it's just free money, just take the money. But apparently it came with a caveat. She couldn't talk about her time at Nickelodeon, and apparently the wording was all had to do with the creator, and like not talking about any of the things that he did. He was saying everybody was afraid of him. You know, the guys and gals, like he would make them cry. Like that's how like abusive he was to people. And I mean, that goes to show you, because people are always telling me, oh, if this kind of thing was going on, we'd hear about it in the news, we'd hear about it. I mean, have you ever heard of a non-disclosure agreement? I mean, this proves right here that they give people money when they leave to keep their mouth shut. And I'm sure the majority, if not 99% of the people, take that agreement and they take the money. But I guess this iCarly gal, became very wealthy by being the star on the show, so she probably, didn't want to take the money. So, yeah, people are always saying, oh, it would be out there. Everybody would know about it. It's like, no, it's not out there. You know what I mean? We have people that say these things. You have the two Corys, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. Corey Haim's the one that died of an overdose, but apparently, he was tossed around by all these Hollywood men, executives, producers, and apparently they really liked Corey Haim. I mean, he was like a handsome, young man. So I don't know. Corey Haim came out with a lot of things. A lot of people come out with a lot of these accusations. Nobody believes them. But I mean, a lot of people do believe them, but people think that, oh, it would be all over the place. It would be, people would be talking about it all the time. I mean, this tells you that no, that's not the case, because people take money. It's like these lawsuits, when people file lawsuits and they have a some kind of thing where they can't, like a gag order, when you can't speak about it during the trial, and then when they settle, a lot of times they'll get a huge chunk of money, but they can't talk about anything. They can't, tell the world what happened. This kind of thing happens. This kind of thing is so common. So this, if this gal, Jenette, whatever, iCarly, is coming out and saying this, there's gotta be, how many more stories? If this one person who didn't take the money, how many more kids, especially this guy was, well, I'm not sure who she's exactly talking about, but if she's talking about the creator of iCarly, the producer, he created so many shows on the network, and all these people that he could have possibly abused, and nobody said anything. Nobody said a thing because they probably were all paid off. So there's got to be like all kinds of stories that we're not hearing about that, get quieted with money. But yeah, this is pretty crazy accusations that have come out from, this gal Jenette McCurdy, who, is saying they were trying to give her $300,000 of free money with stipulations. It's free money, but there's stipulations. Like, how is that free money if there's stipulations? That's not free money. And that's what she said. She said, that's not free money. That's to keep my mouth shut so I won't say anything. That's hush money. She said, I'm not taking part in any hush money. And that's basically what happens. So all you people out there who are saying, oh, it would be known if these people in charge were evil and scumbags. No, maybe it would not be known. Maybe all the people that have firsthand knowledge, a lot of times people turn a blind eye. They turn a blind eye, or they get paid off. And people take the money. They'd rather take the money than do the right thing. But they know, they use people as examples. I mean, what was that actor's name who came out and said, Seth Green and all these people, Tom Hanks, and he was naming all these names, and he committed suicide, even though he said, I'm not I'm not suicidal. But he ended up committing suicide, jumping off a bridge and dying. A lot of people say he was suicided. So they use people as examples, like, don't come out and say anything. So these people are afraid they're not going to, they're not going to have a career anymore after this. If they speak, they, maybe they don't have a lot of money, so they take that hush money, or they could end up being suicided. So anyway, this is pretty crazy, and a lot of this stuff is kind of coming out now. There's a lot of different actresses coming out and making all these claims about these producers and these executives, Hollywood executives, and what really goes on behind the scenes. So it's kind of good. We're kind of getting to see, but it's funny that the media doesn't really say anything about all of this. All of it gets covered up. All these people who had accusations, and it was kind of public knowledge. You see them still working. They're still working. It's like they pay these people off. It's like it's a huge story, and then all of a sudden, okay, they pay him off, and he can't say anything or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're working again, and it's like that's the way it works. You lose everything if you're honest, you tell the truth, and you do the right thing. You go along with the plan, with the evil, and you continue to work. And you get money. I mean, that's what happens when you sell your soul to the devil. You get a lot of work and you get a lot of money. But is it worth it? Because our time here is short. So I don't think it's worth it. But a lot of people do. So I'm just glad to hear that all this stuff is coming out now. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think she's obviously telling the truth, because they would be suing her if she wasn't telling the truth? But we'll see what happens with Jenette McCurdy. I don't know her name, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Take care, and let me know what you guys think. Peace.